Now let us see this example. X of n is equals to b raised to n u of minus n minus 1. In order to find x of z, we need the limits, and for that case, first we'll try to find the value of u of minus n minus 1. To find this, first we'll write u of n. We know that it is unit step sequence whose values are 1 or they are constant as 1 for all positive values of n. Now next we'll determine u of minus n. U of minus n can be obtained by folding u of n about n is equals to 0. So all positive axis values becomes negative and amplitude remain same. So we can see this is 0, amplitude is 1, this is minus 1, amplitude is 1, this is minus 2, amplitude is 1, so on up to minus infinity. Now this u of minus n is shifted by minus 1 unit. So if I add minus 1 to all these samples, our signal will now shift towards this side by minus 1 unit. So you can see this is 0 minus 1, so it should start with minus 1. Next minus 1 will be minus 2, and so on up to minus infinity. This is nothing but time shifting property. So by that way we can see that our signal is completely shifted towards left side by minus 1 unit. So definitely it is a left sided sequence. So based on that, now we can write its z transform equation. Xz is equals to, this is summation minus 2 plus xn z raised to minus n. If I put those values, this is b raised to n u minus n minus 1 into z raised to minus n. Next, u of minus n minus 1, it is having an amplitude 1 in between minus infinity to minus 1. So this value will be n minus infinity to minus 1. Remember, minus infinity is quite, or it is far less than minus 1. So it will be minus infinity to minus 1. b raised to n into 1 into z raised to minus n. So we'll put those values as it is. I'm trying to take n as common from both the terms. So this is b z inverse raised to n. Now to apply this summation formula, we should have, or we should keep these values as positives. That means I can make all negative values of n as positive. By that way, all positive becomes negative and negative becomes positive. So I can put those values, or consider this value as n is equals to plus infinity to plus 1. Now if this negative values becomes positive, this positive n becomes negative. So this is minus n. This is an important step. We are making these negative values as positive or converting. That means this positive becomes negative. So by that way, I can write this is 1 to infinity, 1 at the same. I can add, I'm adding from plus infinity to plus 1. That means it can be written as 1 to infinity. And this term now, this minus sign I'm multiplying with this. So this is b inverse, z inverse into inverse becomes z raised to n. Now we'll apply the formula. That formula is n is equal to 1 to infinity a raised to n is always equals to a upon 1 minus a. Remember this formula. In previous example we have seen this formula as n starting from 0 to infinity, a raised to n was 1 divided by 1 minus a. Now here it is starting from 1, so we are getting a. If I write a here, this is a's power 0 will be 1. So if it is 2, a square 3, we will get a cube. Now we'll apply this formula and we will get the solution as b inverse z upon 1 minus b inverse of z. Now we'll try to write b inverse as z upon p, and this is 1 minus z by p. So if I cross multiply these terms, we'll get z by b upon b minus z upon b. So this b and this b will get cancelled, and we'll get this as x of z is equals to z divided by b minus z. Now we'll try to write its region of convergence, and to write this we should remember the same method, that is, if the signal is left sided, ROC should be less than. So we'll draw a circle with the pole points as b, that this is plus or minus b. Now if I equate this to 0, b minus z is 0, that means z is equals to plus b, and this ROC should now less than b, that means mod z should be less than mod b. In earlier case it was greater than a, now in this case it is less than b. Now if it is less than b means what? You can see if it is greater than b, it was exterior part of the circle. Now if it is less than b, we should get interior part of the circle, and that is why this interior portion becomes ROC, that is region of convergence. And from that again we can conclude, if the signal is right sided, ROC is exterior to the circle, and if the signal is left sided, the ROC is interior part of the circle. This is an important term. Here I am writing now, this is imaginary part, imaginary z, and this is real z. So in this way you can solve examples on Z transform. Now you will get multiple questions on this. The only term that will change is what? The values of b. So in most of the questions you will get, instead of b as 1 by 2, 1 by 3 or any value. Similarly in case of a raised to any of n, you will get different values of a. Same methods are there, only the values are going to be changed. Thank you.